Every night when the world grows quiet, when the noise fades, the lights dim, and silence becomes loud enough to hear the truth, someone is thinking about you, not casually, not for a passing second, but in that deep, lingering way that keeps returning no matter how hard they try to push it away. Your voice echoes in their mind. Your smile appears without warning. The feeling you left behind still lingers in places they cannot explain. And what's haunting them isn't simply your beauty, because beauty fades into memory. What stays, what burns softly in the quiet hours of the night, is the way you made them feel. There was something about your energy, something warm, feminine, confident, and quietly irresistible, that touched a part of them they thought was long asleep. Maybe it was your softness wrapped in strength. Maybe it was the mystery in your eyes. Maybe it was the calm power in the way you carried yourself, never chasing, never begging, simply existing in your own magnetic space. And now in the darkness, when their heart becomes honest, thoughts of you return like a tide they cannot stop. They wonder where you are, who has your attention, whether you ever think of them too. Because some women are admired, some are desired, but a rare woman becomes unforgettable. She stays in the mind, lingers in the heart, and quietly owns a space in someone's soul without even trying. And tonight, we're uncovering the hidden reason you may be the one they cannot stop thinking about. What keeps a person thinking about you late at night is rarely something obvious. It's not always about looks, charm, or even the time you spent together. More often, it's about something much deeper, the feeling you awakened inside them. Because in a world full of surface-level connections, quick conversations, and emotions that come and go like passing weather, truly being felt is rare. And a woman who creates a feeling that is rare becomes impossible to forget. Maybe you gave them peace in a life filled with noise. Maybe your presence felt warm, safe, and quietly exciting all at once. Maybe when they spoke to you, they felt understood without having to explain themselves. That kind of connection is powerful because it reaches beyond attraction. It touches the heart, the mind, and something even deeper inside the soul. Most people go through life wearing invisible armor, protecting themselves, hiding what they truly feel, pretending they don't care, pretending they're stronger than they are. But then someone special enters their world, and suddenly, those walls begin to soften. They start feeling emotions they buried long ago. Hope, desire, comfort, excitement, vulnerability. And that is where your power truly begins. Because when you become connected to someone's most honest feelings, your memory becomes attached to emotion. And emotion is what the mind replays most at night. Think about it. People forget details, they forget conversations, they forget what someone wore or what restaurant they visited, but they never forget the person who made their heart beat differently. They never forget the woman whose presence made ordinary moments feel electric, whose voice became calming music in a stressful life, whose smile carried warmth that stayed with them long after she was gone. That is not ordinary attraction, that is emotional imprint. An emotional imprint is what turns memory into longing. Now, when the world goes quiet and distractions disappear, when there is no noise left to cover what they truly feel, their mind naturally drifts back to the one feeling they cannot replace. They remember how easy it felt with you. They remember the spark, the softness, the emotional pull, the strange comfort that made them feel both excited and safe. They remember how being around you made life feel lighter, brighter, and somehow more meaningful. And the hardest truth for them is this: they may search for that feeling in other people, but rare energy cannot be copied. Real warmth cannot be faked. Genuine feminine presence cannot be replaced by surface beauty or temporary attention. What you gave them was deeper than attraction. You gave them a feeling their heart recognized instantly, but struggles to find again. And that is why, late at night, when honesty becomes impossible to avoid, thoughts of you quietly return, because rare feelings are unforgettable, and the woman who creates them becomes the one a person remembers in silence, misses in private, and thinks about long after the moment has passed. There is a quiet kind of power in being a woman who is deeply felt, yet never fully figured out. That kind of mystery creates a pull stronger than loud attention ever could, because what the heart cannot fully understand, it keeps returning to. Most people reveal everything too quickly. Their thoughts, their feelings, their fears, their entire story laid bare within moments, leaving no space for wonder, no room for imagination, no spark of curiosity left to chase. But you were different. There was something about you that stayed just slightly out of reach, not cold, not distant, but beautifully layered, like a story still unfolding chapter by chapter. You spoke with warmth, but you kept your depth sacred. You smiled in a way that invited closeness, yet carried a quiet confidence that said your world was already full, already meaningful, already whole. And that balance, softness mixed with self-respect, openness mixed with mystery, created something unforgettable in their mind. Because the human heart becomes fascinated by what feels special but not easily possessed. They begin wondering about the parts of you they haven't discovered. What makes you smile when no one is watching? What thoughts quietly live in your heart at midnight? What dreams you keep close? What kind of love would truly make you melt? And whether, somewhere deep inside, you ever think about them too. These quiet questions begin living in their mind long after you are gone, replaying in silence, growing stronger in lonely hours, turning simple curiosity into deep emotional pull. And here is what makes mystery so powerful. It keeps emotion alive. When everything is known, feelings often settle. But when there is depth still left unexplored, the imagination begins painting beautiful possibilities, and possibilities are intoxicating. They start creating versions of moments with you in their head, imagining conversations that never happened, imagining touching your heart in ways no one else has, imagining what life would feel like if they were the one who truly understood you. That quiet wonder becomes magnetic, not because you tried to make them chase, but because your energy naturally created fascination. There is something incredibly seductive, in the most graceful and safe way, about a woman who does not feel desperate to be understood by everyone. She knows her worth. She does not over-explain. She does not hand over every secret of her soul just to keep someone interested. Instead, she allows people to slowly discover her depth, and every layer they uncover makes them want to know more. That is rare. That is captivating. That is unforgettable. And at night, when their thoughts become honest, their mind drifts back to the mystery of you. The smile they still can't decode, the softness they still remember, the spark they still can't explain, the quiet strength that made you stand apart from everyone else. Some women are easy to understand and quickly forgotten. But a woman with depth, grace, and quiet mystery becomes a beautiful question the heart keeps revisiting. And that is why, when darkness falls and silence grows louder, thoughts of you return. Not because they have answers, but because part of them is still drawn to the mystery they cannot stop wanting to understand. There is something unforgettable about a woman who carries herself with calm confidence. Not loud, not forceful, not trying to prove anything, just quietly certain of who she is. That kind of confidence doesn't ask for attention, yet it naturally draws eyes, thoughts, and admiration without effort. In a world where so many people chase approval, seek validation, and shape themselves around what others want, a woman who stands comfortably in her own presence becomes incredibly rare. And rare energy is magnetic. Maybe it was the way you walked into a room without needing to be noticed, yet somehow people noticed anyway. Maybe it was the softness in your voice paired with quiet strength in your words. Maybe it was how you listened deeply, spoke with intention, and never felt the need to compete for space, because your presence already carried weight. That kind of feminine confidence leaves a lasting impression because it makes people feel something they don't often encounter: authenticity. You were not trying too hard, you were simply being. And there is power in that. Real confidence is deeply attractive because it feels safe, steady, and inspiring all at once. It tells the world, without saying a word, that your happiness is not built on someone else choosing you, because you already chose yourself. You know your value. You respect your heart. You protect your peace. And that quiet self-respect changes everything about how people experience you. Suddenly, your smile feels warmer because it comes from genuine joy, not from trying to please. Your silence feels powerful because it comes from peace, not insecurity. Your kindness feels deeper because it is given freely, not offered as a way to be loved back. And that energy does something profound. It makes people admire you beyond attraction. They begin respecting your spirit, drawn to your grounded nature, fascinated by the grace with which you carry yourself. Then night comes, and when everything becomes quiet, they remember that feeling. They remember how your presence felt steady in a chaotic world. They remember the calm confidence in your eyes, the way you seemed emotionally rich without needing anyone to complete you, the way your softness held hidden strength beneath it. They think about how rare it is to meet someone who feels both warm and powerful, gentle and deeply secure within herself. And slowly, admiration turns into longing, not just for your beauty, but for your energy, your peace, your quiet fire, because beauty catches attention for a moment, but confidence captures the heart for much longer. It lingers in memory. It becomes a standard they compare others to. They search for that same feeling elsewhere and realize how uncommon it was. That is when thoughts of you become harder to ignore. Not because you demanded space in their mind, but because your confidence left an imprint that keeps calling them back. Some women are noticed for a moment, but a woman who carries quiet confidence becomes unforgettable because she awakens admiration, stirs desire, and leaves behind a feeling that continues glowing softly in someone's mind long after she is gone. Sometimes what keeps a person awake at night is not what they have in front of them. It is the painful realization of what they let slip through their hands. Human nature is strange that way. People often fail to understand value while it is still close, while warmth is still within reach, while genuine connection is still alive, and quietly asking to be cherished. They assume there will always be more time, another chance, another moment to say what should have been said, to appreciate what should have been appreciated, to hold on to what should never have been treated lightly. But life has a way of teaching hard lessons through absence. And absence has a cruel but powerful gift. It makes people finally see clearly what they once overlooked. Maybe when you were in their life, they admired you, but they did not fully understand your depth. They saw your smile, but not the strength behind it. They felt your warmth, but not how rare that warmth truly was. They enjoyed your attention, but they never stopped to realize how deeply genuine your care had been. They were close enough to feel your light, yet too blind to understand they were standing near something truly special. Then distance happened, whether emotional distance, silence, or simply life moving in different directions, and suddenly what once felt familiar became painfully rare. That is when realization begins. In quiet moments, they start replaying memories of you with fresh eyes. The way you listened, the way you cared, the calm elegance in your presence, the quiet fire in your spirit, the softness that made them feel comforted, and the strength that made them respect you. They begin connecting pieces they once ignored, and slowly, a painful truth settles into their heart. You were not ordinary. You were rare, and rare things are often understood only after they are gone. That realization carries weight because now every new connection feels measured against what they lost. They meet others, but something feels missing. The warmth is different. The spark is weaker. The emotional depth is not the same. They search for your energy in different faces and different conversations, but hearts always recognize what was real. What you gave was not surface level attraction. It was substance, emotional richness, genuine feminine warmth, and a feeling that reached somewhere deep inside them. That cannot be replaced easily. And so night after night, their mind drifts back, not just to memories of you, but to regret. Regret for what they failed to appreciate. Regret for what they did not protect. Regret for the possibility that they may have let something beautiful walk away forever. And regret has a powerful voice in the dark. It whispers questions that steal sleep. What if I had loved her better? What if I had been wiser? What if I lost the one person who made life feel different? Those thoughts grow heavy in silence, because some women are admired in the moment, but deeply understood only after they are gone. And when someone finally realizes your true value too late, thoughts of you stop being a memory. They become a quiet ache in the heart, a beautiful regret in the mind, and a reminder every night of the rare connection they may never find again. And now, Maybe you understand something powerful. If someone has been quietly thinking about you night after night, it may not be because of a passing attraction or a temporary emotion. It may be because you left a mark deeper than you realize. The way you made them feel, the warmth in your energy, the quiet confidence in your presence, the mystery in your spirit, and the rare depth in your heart created something unforgettable in their world. Never underestimate the power of a woman who knows her worth, protects her peace, and carries softness with strength. That kind of energy stays with people. It lingers in memory. It echoes in quiet moments. And when the world goes silent at night, that is often when truth becomes impossible to ignore. So if this message spoke to your heart, if somewhere deep inside you felt seen, understood, or reminded of your own quiet power, then carry this with you. You are far more unforgettable than you've been led to believe. The right people will feel your value, even in your absence. The right heart will recognize your rarity, even in silence. And sometimes the strongest impact you make is the one you never have to chase. If this touched something real inside you, write unforgettable energy in the comments below. I'd love to know who's still carrying their light with quiet confidence. And if you enjoyed this message, subscribe and stay close because the next conversation may reveal something even deeper about love, attraction, and the hidden power you carry without even knowing it.